All right, so the Amazon rainforest. I don't know if this was just like what was taught to me. I can't remember like what class I ever like heard about, like maybe geography. The Amazon rainforest, biggest forest in the world, right? But like there was always this sense of like this is just like this natural wonder, right? And it's like this place where nature just has a hold over everything. Like nobody goes in there because like it's inhospitable, all this other stuff, right? But turns out over 20% of the rainforest, up to this moment, they're saying up to 20% of the rainforest was cultivated by humans. Talking about like 2.1 million square miles of the rainforest were planted.
Oh wow.
Currently, the estimates. Now, these estimates went from like 5% to 10% to now up to 20%. So, like, who
Do we
knows
have a
this?
timeline on when this was like curious? Like
Yeah.
when they first were thinking about 5%, when that study was done. Now it's at 20 when that study is
I
done.
think it was kind of like I think it was like the 80s. It was like 5%, like mid to late 90s. They were like, okay, it's got to be more than that. And like in 2010, they were like 20%, up to 20%.
So apparently there's a BBC documentary or thing on it talking about how this was in 2015 about unnatural histories. To your point that
Yeah.
a lot of it was man made or man influenced.
Yeah, I mean the crazy part is like when you guys think of like the civilizations that lived in the Amazon, like do you think of these as like large civilizations?
So I do, to be honest with you.
Like how large?
Outta here.
Amazon, 10 million people.
That is mind blowing.
Like it's got to be fertile land, but when all those trees grow, makes the land not fertile, which is
Because it gets all rooted.
yeah, it gets all rooted. The trees use all the nutrients and everything, right? So it's not very fertile land. Yeah. And so the other misconception that I always had about these cultures was that they're more recent, right? They're younger than say like Egypt, right? Egypt's first dynasty happened in like 2800 BC, right?